Welcome to Seniors on the Move. We have a wonderful, interesting show today. And please stay and listen to all of it because it's worth it. You're going to love it. It's very optimistic. We have Viv Sparro with us today. She's a certified speech and language pathologist. She graduated from New York Medical College and holds a BS of music from
the Conservatory of Music at SUNY Purchase.
She says it better than I do, so that's why we let her do it. Cum laude, by the way. Yes. And was inducted into the Alpha Eta National Honor Society for Healthcare Professionals, receiving the Alvin Brame Award for Outstanding Graduating Senior from Purchase College.
Yes.
Great experience for you. Viv is a versatile singer, and she's so good, and performer with a repertoire that spans folk, country, jazz, and even opera. She's pretty amazing. And Broadway tunes, too. She regularly performs at community events, independent living facilities, nursing homes, and private gatherings. Give me a private gathering, like a wedding or...
Yeah, so
I'm just curious.
It would be like if somebody has a party and they'd like to have, some live music, they would ask me to
I'm
do
going to
it.
have a party one of these days. Viv believes that music supports reconnection and engagement for those facing cognitive, neurological, or communication challenges through carefully crafted presentations. It's just wonderful. And I met her at one of these and I said, I'm going to have her on the show because it's something you all should see and feel good about too. All right, what are we talking about first? What are the duties of a speech pathologist? I am so interested in that.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I have all of my information in my head, very clear. So an SLP works to prevent, assess, diagnose, and treat a wide range of communication and swallowing difficulties across the lifespan. So it's a pretty broad, field.
Okay.
They can work with people who have difficulty producing speech sounds or using their voice effectively, or people who have difficulty with expressing or understanding language.
All right.
So they can help to support those processes.
Okay. Do you work with stroke patients? When you said swallowing, I've kind of been through that with someone. And
yes.
Tell me what you would do.
Yeah, so that is actually a big part of the field, and it's currently the part of the field that I'm focusing on in addition to my performance. So yes, if somebody has had a neurological injury like a stroke or a disease process, Parkinson's disease, something that affects the ability to swallow, or it can affect the ability to swallow safely. So yes, I work to both assess and come up with diet recommendations based on what I see the patient presents as, whether it's a weakness or a coordination issue with the muscles of the mouth, such as the tongue or the lips.
Okay.
So it's about supporting the safest and least restrictive diet. So in terms of like consistencies of the food,
Do you have to kind of make it soft and
yes.
easy to get down?
Yes.
As far as swallowing goes, because I've seen a lot of that with older people, do you give them special exercises?
So that's also a big part of the field. There are a lot of possibilities with treatment of swallowing issues, but there are also compensatory strategies that they can employ, to sort of to sort of help them adjust the way that they're swallowing to get the food down safely.
Does it have anything to do with enlarging the esophagus?
Oh, well.
Is that a surgical procedure?
Well, yeah, so that is something that also happens. So that's a bit further down so SLPs sort of focus from here to here, and the esophagus is definitely a component of it.
Okay.
But yes, sometimes a patient will need a dilation of the esophagus if it becomes constricted, or too tight, and the food can't go down. So that is something that does occur.
Okay, with aging, probably. Would you think?
It doesn't necessarily occur because of aging.
Yeah.
It can occur. So acid reflux can, if it's not controlled, acid reflux can cause some issues with the esophagus, such as
Okay.
strictures, that need to be dilated. And
Well,
that
thank
kind
you
of
for
thing.
that information. That's
Yes.
important to know these things so we don't have to fear everything. There are things that can be done.
Absolutely, there are
So
things that can be
exciting.
done.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
Describe your hospital setting and the importance of treatment, which you kind of already did.
Yes.
But if you want to say anything else about it.
Oh, absolutely, and I can tell more about it. I have whole note cards about
We're going to be here a long time, folks.
So I said here, in addition to performing, which I said before, I recently, so this is pretty recent that I transitioned to the hospital setting because just after I graduated from my master's program, I spent about 6 years in the school setting. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so working with children with
wow.
speech and language disabilities, or students who needed support with their language skills. But so I recently transitioned to the hospital setting, and I'm working. I keep touching my microphone. I realize that. Sorry. I'm helping to determine at bedside the safest textures of food or liquid consistencies for the patient to be able to take.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, if a physician has some questions about the patient's ability to swallow safely, he or she will put in an order or a consult for a bedside swallow evaluation. And I'll go up to the patient's room after I look at the charts, just to kind of get a clear picture. I will communicate with the team just to get a very good picture of what's going on with the patient swallowing. How does the patient look? And I will go up and I will see, is the patient exhibiting any signs of symptoms of what's called aspiration? So we don't want the food or drink to go down the wrong way.
Yeah, I've heard of that, sure. Okay.
So I'll look for things. I'll look for the patient's ability to control the muscles of their mouth. How is their tongue moving? So I'll ask them to do some movements for me. Then I'll just observe and I'll lightly palpate or touch and see if I can feel that the swallow is timely, and just look for things like cough. Is the patient coughing like immediately after they eat? Because that could indicate that some of the food or drink is sort of trying to slip down into the airway, and we want to have a good strong cough to get that whatever might be trying to slip in out. So a cough is not a bad thing. We want to cough because it's a protective mechanism. Our larynx wants to protect the airway. But I look for these different signs and symptoms, and then if I have questions, I can recommend that they have further testing or imaging, because there's only so much I can see at bedside.
All right.
That's a lot of information.
It is a lot of information, and I also want to talk to my guest here today about her singing, her music, and what she has to do with that. Is that where the dementia comes in for you, working with people with Alzheimer's disease?
Yes.
And
yes.
Pick's disease and all the
This is such a lovely question, and I was telling you, Karen, that it was such an interesting process for me to reflect on the events in my life that sort of have come together and led me to be where I am. And so, as you can see from all my note cards, there has been extensive thought. But so where can I start in talking about
where do you perform? Do you perform in the hospital itself?
No. I mean, I have performed in hospitals, but mostly I perform. I do a lot of different types of performing, but I perform a lot for older adults in different kinds of communities, whether it be senior centers. Library, I performed at Shrewsbury Library. I'll actually be there.
And I met her at the senior center with a presentation. It was fantastic. The way people with Alzheimer's responded to the music and how you included them, holding the microphone to their face. It was so wonderful. I said, we're going to have her on the show.
Well, and it's interesting that you brought that up. You asked me to explain the connection between swallowing speech and voice and how it all ties together.
Yes, we forgot the voice part. Sorry.
But I'll just quickly say it. I mean, it's a bit long-winded, so I'll just say that swallowing speech and voice are very complex functions, and they rely on the coordinated activity of many of the same muscles and structures of the mouth, throat, and respiratory system. So they're very intertwined. More than I think people really think about it. Very intertwined. But so I created Melodic Mind, which is my music program that I bring to different settings, whether it's independent living facilities or nursing homes or assisted living facilities. And it's what I call an interactive therapeutic music performance. It's a big title, but I think that best describes what I do. It's interactive, it's therapeutic, it's a music performance. And I sort of blend my background as a speech pathologist and a musician to craft these musical presentations that spark memories and invite a lot of participation, support cognition, stimulate creativity. That's a big thing.
Sure.
And I think of it as a performance with a purpose. And I'm always tuned into how the music might awaken speech and language and memory and social connection, as you saw. That's very important. Or honestly, just bring about a great laugh. Just the laughter.
It's so healing, isn't it? Laughter. It is.
So healing.
Are we going to get to see one of these videos?
I'd love to show, yes.
Yeah, well, hold on for a minute there, and we're going to show one of those right now, and you're going to get a real big kick out of it.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street.
Music reaches into a person's core being. As a professional touring singer, I love making that deep connection with the audience. Playing for residents in an assisted living facility or nursing home is pure joy. Whatever challenges any one person may face, music energizes the spirit within, evokes beautiful memories, and brings together the community. I really look forward to each opportunity to perform.
On the sunny side of the street.
Fantastic. I noticed people were dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Smiling, people that don't smile, that don't talk, but they can
Yes.
remember all the words.
Well, and that's a beautiful segue because at its core, Melodic Mind, the program, it's based on the idea that music stimulates the brain in powerful ways. We know that music isn't just processed in one area. It lights up multiple regions. So it's tied into memory, speech, language, movement, and emotion, of course. So that's why music can have such a strong effect on people, and that's why it can be so beneficial for people who have had, cognitive or communication challenges, because when someone hears a familiar song, like you just said, it can trigger memories, it can spark language, and it can even inspire physical movement. Like somebody who has been still will start tapping their foot, or somebody who hasn't spoken will begin to sing. And I also am able to incorporate my knowledge and sort of clinical approach as an SLP. You'll often see me in these programs. If I see that a person is having some difficulty, looks like they're looking for the words, they're looking to form it.
Yes, that's very common, isn't it?
So I can sort of see this. It's called a groping behavior, where they're sort of groping for the words. It can happen with neurological issues, and so one of the approaches in speech pathology to sort of facilitate speech is to say, watch me, listen to me, do what I do. So what I'll do is I'll over-articulate, or I'll hold the note, the word just a beat longer so that they can catch up, and you'll see that they start to really form the words. I'll really show it with my mouth, and it really does help to.
But people were laughing and remembering words to songs and people that even hadn't spoken were speaking. How do you manage doing two things, working in a hospital setting and with your music? I mean, which one do you do the most? Would you say?
I would
equal,
say,
maybe?
well, it's probably the hospital setting is more the more the anchor of what I do. And part of that is great because it allows the music to continue to have such joy and creativity and spontaneity, because I'm so excited every time I get to do it, But you mentioned the humor, and I just wanted to say, and I was thinking a lot about this, that I think people would be surprised to know how much spontaneous comedy exists in these shows. Recently I performed at the Willows at Medway.
Medway, okay.
And I know that you have a connection with the Willows as well.
Yes, I do.
We have a lot of connections.
We do.
But there was a gentleman in the audience who had such natural comedic timing, and he was so charming, and he was so quick-witted and so cheeky, and by the end of the hour, we had such a rapport that it's not that it's jokes that I could tell later, but it's this spontaneous comedy that sort of happens that gets the room just cracking up. At one point, we had developed such a rapport that I had forgotten almost that he's not part of my show. And so sometimes the songs that I sing have these intros, which aren't really the sing-along parts of the intro. But I went over to him during one of these intros, and I put the microphone in front of his face, and he throws his hands up and he goes, "What are you expecting me to do, Viv?" And I said, "Oh, right, I forgot you're not actually a part of my band." And we just started laughing.
It's fun. It compliments you.
Yes.
It makes for fun conversation, and some people get up and dance. That maybe haven't moved for a while.
Absolutely.
I remember there was one lady that really didn't want to sit down. Her husband finally did draw her back gently, but you were very patient and you worked it in perfectly.
Oh, I
have?
remember her so clearly.
You do? Okay.
Because those are the beautiful moments. I welcome that kind of spontaneous creativity, which is exactly what it was. She spontaneously got up, was dancing, was really into the music. I mean, and it was, I think we also had a man that I was waltzing with there.
Oh, that's right too. I have a picture of that, yes. It was great.
Oh gosh, and not to mention this one previous show, oh my goodness, it was hysterical. So this man, I had gone up to him, and the song was "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You" by Elvis. And I put the microphone up to his face, and he just starts singing to me. And his wife goes, "Hey, watch it, Romeo." I almost dropped the mic. I mean, it was so hysterical.
Let's watch another video. I want to see a little bit more of this. This is great. Oh, there she is. Was this a nursing home?
This was a nursing home, yes. Oh, it's the same song.
Yeah.
I think it switches.
when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
Oh, this lady was great. Oh,
Was she really? Yeah.
oh, she was.
I want my arms about you, the charms about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart parties will be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing a
Boy, that's an oldie but goodie. I love it. Yeah, they're all moving and keeping time.
Yes.
That's important too, probably, huh? Oh, that was terrific. What do you see for yourself in the future? I mean, doing something a little different, taking on something new. You go mostly to nursing homes, hospitals, maybe hospitals too, or?
So that's a good question. Well, it's all kinds of different settings. A lot of the senior center settings that you saw me.
Yeah, yeah.
But in terms of the evolution, it is interesting in terms of what I see. I was thinking back on how this all started, and I just wanted to give you sort of a little. It really was a bit of an act of providence. I was 16. I was 16 years old, and I was very interested in writing my own songs and performing, yes, my own music. And so I very much had the mindset. I was hanging out with a lot of like hip musicians at the time. They were all young, looking for gigs. And so I was a kid, and I was looking for opportunities to perform. And I opened up the newspaper, and I found an open mic night at a church. Okay, I drive to this open mic night. It's like a dream. I can actually still see all the tall trees. And I got up, I sang. I sat back down after I sang in my folding chair, and somebody, I was a stranger, had a business card, dropped it in my lap, and said to me, "Call this person, you'd be great at this." Okay, I'm 16. I looked at the card, and it turned out it was for a booking agent who books musicians to play in these kinds of senior settings. So I started out as a 16-year-old performing, just my guitar and my voice, singing completely not songs that they would know. I mean, it started out really as my mindset was, oh, this is a performance, this is something. And gradually, as it evolved, I started to realize, oh, hey, I gotta actually sing songs that they know. And so it just evolved over the years until it completely shifted into, this isn't about me. This isn't about performing. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. And so eventually I started working with backing tracks. I drop the guitar, and I move around and I sing. So the whole, I mean, it just feels like it was very divinely
meant to be
orchestrated. Yes, yes.
Wow,
I mean, in a church, you know. So it's like that decision I made when I was 16. I thought about this. To go to a random open mic night essentially defined, you know, the rest of my life.
Now, have you done theater at all? Plays, musicals, local or other? Otherwise?
Yes, I did do a bit of stage acting when I was much younger, and I did enjoy that. It is, yeah. You'd be wonderful. We should do a show together.
Okay,
Oh.
I can tap dance.
Oh.
I was just telling someone that. By
You
the
can
way.
do a lot.
I taught dancing. I had my own dance school for a while.
Oh
yeah.
my
I
goodness.
love it.
You're a dancer on top of everything. Oh, I was telling
love this girl.
telling Karen, I could wax poetic on the many talents and skills, and I'd love to do that. I would love to do that. Actually, just talk to you.
We're going to do
about-
something together somehow.
yeah.
I'm sure of that.
Well, I'd love to. I think we should. Oh, we'll talk.
Well, yes, and we'll have you back again too.
I would love
You
to.
might come up with something new.
Yes.
But I did write this down, and I just want you to talk about this just to end the last couple of minutes. I hate to have her leave, though. I'll make sure she talks to me before she goes. You say the voice as the thread, the voice, or maybe is the thread that connects life experiences.
Yes, well, and
Can you just work around that somehow?
yeah.
You've already done a lot. I don't mean to.
Yeah. Actually, that I think I was sort of almost predicting that question, because I was talking about how it does feel that my voice has sort of guided me along the way. Almost every important, such as this, event that has occurred has been because of my pursuit and my study of voice and music, and just how it almost seems I never pursued the gigs for the senior population, and just like you, I see such a need for it.
It really is.
Such a need for, I was thinking about this too this morning, for people to feel that they're being listened to, and especially as people get older, I fear that maybe they feel that they're not being heard, or worse, maybe they're being dismissed.
Yes, that's the word.
Yes, and so I feel that the work that I do, just to reiterate this, it's not a performance. I mean, it could come across as a performance, but it's really a collaboration. It's really storytelling and creative expression at its best. I love listening to what the people in my audience have to say, whether it's after a show, sometimes during a show, so many incredible. And
you include them.
Absolutely.
They don't just sit and listen, they talk to you and react, that
Yes.
kind of thing. I can't tell you how happy I am and will be that you've been on the show. And yes, maybe we can do something together someday, or just guide each other.
Yes.
I've had a lot of experience with seniors, even as a child.
Right, we have. That was.
I
the
knew
other
I
thing.
wanted to work with seniors, yes.
We both have that in common.
And now I'm a senior. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, well, no, but that'll be me in a little bit.
In
yeah.
about 100 years.
No.
You still look 16 to us. Yes, you do.
Oh, look who's talking. Beautiful lady.
I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did and as much as I enjoy her. Thank you. Maybe you'll come back again. You'll have something different, a little bit different. Who knows?
Who knows?
So thanks for tuning in, and you can see how excited I am. And just keep moving. That's important. Bye for now. Bye-bye.